Welcome to Wealth Up, a channel about personal finance and building wealth. In this video, I will be sharing how to calculate your net worth and share my net worth as of the end of September 2021. Your net worth is a great way to measure your financial position and is a way to measure your progress. It can seem like a lot when you first calculate it, but after you have a template that works for you, it is easy to update in the future. Now let's jump into the net worth calculation. Your net worth is a measure of how much money you would have if you sold all of your things and paid off all of your debts. How much money would be left over, or how much debt will you still have? Mathematically, it is your assets minus your liabilities or debts. It's that simple. To calculate it, you start out by listing your assets. That is everything that you own of value. Your house, your car, cash, investments, any antiques, or really anything of value. You can include smaller things like computers, cameras, and furniture. This is usually more relevant for those starting out on their financial journey. This is because your assets tend to outweigh the smaller items. I don't include them, but feel free to include them based on your situation. Note that your net worth can be negative. This is if your debt is more than your assets. Many Americans have a negative net worth. Don't be hard on yourself if you calculate it and it is negative. What's important is that you make progress and are working on making the number less negative and eventually get it to a positive value. To start, let's list your assets. Just start listing them. For me, it is my house, my car, investments, cash. This includes my emergency fund and funds set aside for future investments, and a real estate investment property. Now that these are written up, take a few minutes to look up the value of the assets that you've listed. My house is worth $249,000. For this, I use Zillow. I know it's not always accurate, but it gives me a good idea on what the value is. My car is worth $16,600. I use the estimate given by Kelley Blue Book. My investments total $235,000. This includes my retirement accounts, traditional investments, and even crypto. Cash, I have $53,000. This may seem high, but I am looking for a real estate investment, so this cash will be used up as soon as I find a good property. And my real estate investment, which is valued at $221,000. After you have all the numbers, you can add them all up. For me, this totals $774,600. This is the value of all of my assets. Like I said earlier, if you are starting on your journey, feel free to include other items like furniture and electronics or any other items of value that you may have. Don't be misled by this number. This number alone does not paint the full picture until you consider the debts. So let's do that next. Now write down your liabilities. These are, again, any debts that you may have. For me, this is a mortgage for the house I live in, student loans, and a mortgage on the real estate investment that I have. Be sure to consider any credit card debt that you may have here. Now take a few minutes to look up your debts. For me, I owe $199,000 for my primary mortgage. For my student loans, I owe $12,000. And for my real estate investment, I owe $147,000. Now, adding all of these up, my debts total $358,000. And this is negative because this is money that I owe. If you've followed along and done this for yourself, you now have all of the information you need to calculate your net worth. Now you need to take your assets and your liabilities and plug them into the calculation. Remember that net worth equals assets minus liabilities. For me, this is $774,600 minus $358,000. This brings my net worth as of the end of September 2021 to $416,600. Again, this value can be negative, and it is common for those starting out, especially millennials and Gen Z, as student loan debt is quite common. What is important in calculating your net worth is not the value itself, but to see that you are moving in the right direction. For me, I compare this value to where I was at the start of 2021. My net worth at that time was $304,000. This means that I've increased my net worth by a total of $112,600 since the beginning of the year. This is exactly what you want to see. It is the number moving in the right direction. You want your net worth to be getting bigger or less negative. I calculate my net worth every month, but that is not necessary. You can space this out to be every 2 to 3 months. I check it monthly because I like to see the impact of my decisions, and it helps to keep me on track and motivated. Is this the first time you calculate your net worth? How did it go? Drop a comment down below and share any tips you may have that can help the community. As always, thank you for watching until the end. Remember to hit the like button if you have enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you want to see regular content, you could add me on Instagram at wealth_up. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.